Hi friends, hi, hello, how's it going? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing another video in my collection series, and as you can see we have foundations here and concealers and correctors here. So we're going to be going over all those things, and we have a lot to go through, so I'm going to jump right in here in a second. But for those of you new here, hi. My name is Donna, and I know you can't see my face, but I'm going to stick a picture in here for you so that you can put a face to the voice. I am a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. I also work in the beauty industry as a district leader for Ulta, so I get a lot of education in my position. I like to bring you guys that education through things like reviews on my channel, but I also do all the regular beauty content that you see out from other content creators, i.e. shop my stashes, hauls, empties, collection videos. And I also just kind of like to talk about makeup. So if you like to talk about makeup, you're in the right place. I have about 900 videos for you to pick and choose from. I'm sure you can find some content on my channel that you will absolutely love. I hope that you'll want to stick around, watch the video, and subscribe before you go. And if a collection video sounds like something you're interested in, please keep watching. Today we are going to go through foundations and concealers, and I think I want to do foundations first because I think there's a lot less that I will get rid of in my foundation declutter than there is in my concealer one. For those of you who are unaware, I say I am not a concealer wearer. I don't like concealer, but look at all this concealer in my collection. So there's that. Let's start with foundation first. I feel like that's a good place to go. I have a plethora of skin tints, foundations, sheer, light, medium, and full coverage foundations here. I also have some back here that I haven't used yet. They're new to my collection, either through gratis or there's one that I've purchased. These will go bad on you really, really quickly if you don't, use them. So I try not to carry too many in my collection. However, you can see I have a lot. I'm going to start with the ones that I haven't used, and these all came to me in gratis through FLC, except for this one here, which we'll go over in a second. This is the Cosmetics CC Plus Nude Glow Color Correcting Medium Coverage Skin Tint. And while Cosmetics has never been like my favorite, that does look so dark, doesn't it? But I was color matched for this, and he said that this was the best color for me. It's a neutral medium. Okay, we'll see. I will say, Cosmetics has never been my favorite. I have often actually... A couple years ago, I got 2 full-size Cosmetics CC cream foundations in my collection through gratis, and I got rid of both of them. I gave them away to my sister because it's her favorite. But I've heard that this one is actually quite a bit better and a lot less thick than the other CC creams are in the Cosmetics lineup. Cosmetics isn't my favorite brand, if I'm honest. So I very rarely have had anything from them that I have loved. So I am interested to try this out, and if I don't like it, I will give it to my sister. I also got these in gratis. One is in 22N Light Neutral, and the other one is in 29N Light Medium Neutral. These are the new Tarte Shape Tape Cloud Coverage Skin Tints. They are medium buildable coverage with a natural finish. So, I mean, it sounds like it's right up my alley. They both seem like good shades for me. This one seems more like a summer shade. This one seems more like a winter shade. I'm excited that they sent me 2 shades because when I ordered them, I thought I only ordered one, and then they must have sent me the compensatory one. So with foundations and gratis, sometimes you get shade matched and then you get a card to order it on the website for free. It's got a code that gives it to you for free, which was the case with this guy. But they must have sent me a compensatory shade to that in addition to the one that I picked, because I don't remember picking 2. This I am really excited about, mostly because it's all the rage here on the YouTubes lately, but this is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is in the shade Medium 1 or Punjab. I did get color match for this one as well, and I am really excited to try it. This would be the first NARS foundation I've had in my collection. So tell me what you guys know about this foundation. I know a lot of people love it right now. So really excited to try it. I should just take these out of their boxes. And this is the Fenty Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. And this is actually my favorite skin tint. This is it. This is a backup. So I purchased this because it is in my project pan. As you can see, I just put it into my project pan. It's also currently in my Shop My Stash. And it is almost gone. Like this bottle might have 2-3 uses left in it, and it's my favorite. And I don't want to be without it, so I did buy a backup. And there we are. And this is also in my project pan. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation, and I am in the shade 260. And you know, this was my favorite for the longest time. And I do think, I've said this before, I do think that they are getting rid of this. I still love this foundation, but I also love this, and I feel like it does the same things for my skin that this does, which might be why this is, you know, $18 across the board everywhere I look and only has 3 shades left on Sephora. So there's that. I love this foundation. It is a nice medium foundation that can be, you know, sheared out to a light coverage. It can also be built up to be full coverage if you want it to be, which is something I would say this one really you can't do that with. As soon as it's gone, I won't repurchase it. I don't even have the option to repurchase it, but I think this is my 3rd tube of this because I just absolutely love this foundation. Then I have this one. This is actually kind of new to my collection. This is the Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint by Huda. And I am in the shade 04 Light Medium. I will tell you, I look like a disco ball every single time I put this on. I'm thinking about, because it's a skin tint and it really doesn't give you any kind of coverage, I'm thinking about putting this in with my primers because I do think that it will serve the same purpose as something like this does. Or you know, something like this does, which is give me that glowy base underneath, like maybe a matte or mattifying primer. So let me know what you guys think of that. This really does turn me into a disco ball. I hate wearing it on its own because it's got 0 coverage and I look like I am trying too hard. I mean, even the smallest amount of this and you turn into what appears to be a sweaty mess. So it's not my favorite. It really isn't, but I do think that it would work well as a primer. So you might find this in my primer collection at the end of the year in my inventory, or maybe, you know, next year in my collection video series. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. This is a medium coverage foundation. I do not know why this is called a tinted glow hydrator. It is not a tinted glow hydrator. It is a medium coverage foundation. It is, however, beautiful, and maybe that's why it's called a tinted glow hydrator. Gives the impression that it's a skin tint versus a foundation, because it's just got a really radiant, beautiful, dewy without looking greasy or disco ball-y complexion coverage. It moves really, really nicely with your face, much like a skin tint does. And oh my god, it's just so lightweight, so beautiful. I would repurchase this so many times. There has not yet been a Urban Decay foundation that I have loved more than this. I do have another Urban Decay foundation in my collection that I love, but I love this one definitely more. This is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Oil-Free Skin Perfector. This does have an SPF of 20, so it does have an expiration date on it. I need to pay attention to those things because I'm not always paying attention to those things. I have a lot of this that I need to use up in a very short amount of time. That is super. Anyways, it is oil-free. It's a natural skin perfector. It does have an SPF of 20. And I am in the shade 1N2 Vanilla. This is beautiful. I was actually quite shocked at how much I loved this tinted moisturizer, because I got this in Influencer. The rest of these, okay, so these 4 were gratis. This I paid for, this I paid for, this I paid for. This came in an Influencer box with its with its primer counterpart, and I hated the primer. I gave the primer away, but I actually quite love this. This is a really beautiful tinted moisturizer that feels like a tinted moisturizer, looks like a tinted moisturizer, and it is, you know, great for a natural no makeup look that just kind of perfects your skin tone. Really, it's got next to no coverage, but it is coverage enough that it makes me feel good. But I also, again, I like medium at best foundation or coverage, and which is part of the reason why I don't like concealer, if I'm honest. This is a really, really lightweight, sheer to lightweight foundation. You can see a little bit of coverage in it, but not a lot of it. It's really nice though. This is the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer with Broad Spectrum SPF 25. This was my holy grail tinted moisturizer until I got this. Its coverage is very sheer, but it is very glowy. I really love this for a nice no makeup, dewy complexion kind of look. But if you try too hard with this, like literally a little dab will do you, you will look like a grease ball if you go too ham. So it reminds me a lot of the Glowish, but you actually physically can dull this down depending on how much you're using, whereas with this one I feel like you're a disco ball no matter what. This one is the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. This is a tinted hydrating gel cream. It's got a broad spectrum SPF of 30. I love this. This is so nice. I just had it in my Shop My Stash rotation. I am in the shade Natural 05, and I remembered how much I loved this. This has got a nice light coverage. You're gonna still see freckles. You might even still see some redness on your face from, like, if you have a pimple or something, it's not gonna cover that. But it does a good job of creating a nice clean canvas and a real, like, consistent canvas, I should say, in your skin. When it says gel cream, it really is a gel. I say it's somewhere in between, I don't know, let me just show you. It really does look like gel when it comes out, almost like a hair gel. Kind of, it's got like a little bit of moisture around it, you know, kind of like a hair gel does. You rub it in and it just does its magic to completely make everything just create some semblance in your skin tone and everything else. I think it does an amazing job. This is the only one that I have in my collection though that really does not look good if you put it on with a sponge or a brush. It's really fingers only kind of application on this. Otherwise it absolutely looks horrible. I am a sponge kind of person, and the first time I wore that I hated it because it just doesn't look good with a sponge. I have this Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I have the shade Y218. It's got a nice medium to full coverage foundation. It moves with your skin, breathes with your skin. It's very, very pretty on the skin. It reminds me in the way it wears as a skin tint. I do have one of these, however, in my giveaway that is a darker shade than this because I accidentally ordered the wrong shade, and I never take anything back, which is so stupid of me, but that's just how it is. I also have this one. This is the Natasha Denona Foundation X Plus. This is as full coverage as I ever want to get. This is beautiful, also very breathable, moves with your skin. It's just really pretty on your skin. I think that this is, like I said, as full coverage as I want to get, and it is actually kind of on the lower end of full coverage. I do have one that's a little more full coverage than this in my collection, which I actually love, but because it moves with the skin and acts as skin does, and that is this one. This is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation and Concealer. This, if you open it up by, you know, unscrewing the top, it does have a concealer doe foot in there, so you can use it as a concealer as well. I don't like the doe foot on here because the end of the doe foot where the hole is for it to pump out is actually kind of hard. It's a hard plastic piece, so I don't like using it as concealer. This is like erase your face kind of coverage. Like if you use even the smallest bit of this, you are going to have a completely clean canvas to work with. Like no freckles, no pimples, no nothing will show through this, but it isn't drying and doesn't look super heavy on your skin, which I appreciate from it, which is also why I think I like it enough to keep it into my collection. I am not a full coverage girl, but I will wear this even though it's super full coverage. This one, you know, I think I'm going to get rid of it because I hate it. I just really don't like it. I really want to like it. It's the Oma Beauty Stay Wet Weightless Soft Matte Foundation, and I haven't yet. I think what stops me from getting rid of it right now is I haven't yet mixed it with any of my mixers that I have to make it feel a little bit more dewy. It does move with your skin, any like movement it does, but every time I wear this I feel like my face just looks like my makeup looks awful. So with that said, even though I haven't mixed it in with any of my mixers and I've not really tried super hard to make it work, I have tried this foundation out like 6 or 7 times at this point, and I just every single time don't love it. So I am going to get rid of it. This one is in my Shop My Stash currently. It is the Clinique Even Better Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 15. This might not be my favorite from Clinique. I have found that this one oxidizes really bad, and it's already kind of a darker shade than I maybe should have in my collection. I have WN30, which is Warm Neutral 30. It's in the shade Biscuit. It's labeled as VF, which I think is very fair. It isn't very fair though. It's a pretty dark foundation, and I think it's also a little bit too yellow of a foundation for me, and I think it also oxidizes to a really awful shade of yellow orange on my skin. So it is in my Shop My Stash currently, and I will utilize it throughout, the next several days or weeks, whatever is left when you're seeing this, to see how much I love it. But I do think that it'll probably be decluttered at the end of my Shop My Stash, because it has not been one that I've loved ever since I brought it in. It was a birthday gift at one point in time from Ulta Beauty. And this is the Zoeva Authentic Skin Natural Luminous Foundation. And even though this looks crazy white, this matches my skin tone so well. And I think it's because it's olive, you guys. It is a beautiful olive complexion. I do have the shade 050N Beautiful, and it has like this olivey undertone to it that's also neutral, and it suits my skin tone so well in the winter. It's not even funny. So this is a winter shade for me. But if I want to wear it anytime in the, spring or the fall, I will just mix it with some of these mixer drops that I get from Ulta Beauty. This is the Ulta Beauty Foundation Adjusting Drops, and these are the darkened ones, and then I also have lightened ones. And I get those so that I don't have to buy 15 different shades of foundation to suit me. But this is a beautiful foundation that is kind of a medium to full coverage foundation. It's very buildable, very, very pretty on the skin. It's got kind of a luminosity to it that is healthy, but not greasy. And I really love the way it wears. It wears away beautifully. It doesn't like creep up into your fine lines and wrinkles and just kind of sit there. It is a beautiful foundation. I would repurchase this again in a different shade. I do feel like this one might be, too light these days. I used to like my foundation a little bit lighter because I could always bronze it up, which I've done before in the past, but I do feel like that one might be too light for my skin. We're going to try it again this winter. This is the Ebates foundation, and this is their luminous foundation, and I like this one too. I got them roughly the same time, so why one is one color and one's another, I don't know. The only thing is I like the wear of this luminous foundation a lot more than I like the wear of this luminous foundation. This one wears away not as gracefully as this one. I also think that this one oxidizes quite a bit more than this one does, which you guys can see this is already kind of orange tinted, so that's not real good. I have the shade 240N in the ABH one, and I think I could probably go a smidge bit lighter on that one just because of how much it oxidizes. But it really is a beautiful, beautiful foundation also to wear. It just doesn't wear away as gracefully as this one. So if I had to pick between one or the other, I would definitely pick the Zoeva one. This is a foundation that I picked up because we had Urban Decay in doing some education of our team, and they had us put this on our hand. And they had us wear it throughout the entire education process. And at the end of that, which was about an hour, they asked us to spray water on our hand and try and take this foundation off of our hand. Go wash your hand and try and clean your hand off. And when we did that, the foundation did not budge. So I purchased it because it truly does not budge. What I will say about it is truly, truly medium to full coverage, which is a little bit, heavier weight than I like in a foundation, so I don't wear it very often. But when I do, I'm always grateful that I did. This is the Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation, and this is in the shade 31NN. I love this foundation. The bottle is kind of shaped really wonky, but I like it for that reason also. It is, a pump, and it is really beautiful. Like, I think the bottle is beautiful. It's just shaped kind of like a couch. I don't know. It's very strange, but I really do love it. It is very waterproof. It lasts through sweat. It lasts through everything. It's a great foundation for summertime where I live, where it gets like so damn hot. This is the Numero Un de Chanel foundation, and I am in the shade BD31, and it is a foundation that I recently picked up and that I recently tried and that I love. I know the frosted glass is making it look a lot lighter than it is, which might be the case for any of these. It's actually a really good match to me. I did get shade match to this as well. And this foundation is boasted to help you in your skincare game if you use it consistently. It's got the camellia flower in it, which has properties to help your skin look amazing. Like, it's got great healthcare properties, and it is where I'm trying to go with that. And I only heard about it through education pieces, and I think that it boasts really great things that it can do to your skin, but you have to wear it consistently. And I would imagine you would have to wear, it would have to be the only foundation that you're wearing. It's not the only foundation that I'm wearing, so that wasn't like a selling piece for me. But I've always been interested in trying a Chanel foundation. I was super excited to know that they were coming to Ulta Beauty, and even more so excited when I was visiting in a market that had a Chanel in it. So I got color matched, I got this, and I love this foundation. It is so beautiful. It is just a really, not necessarily lightweight, but also not medium. So I guess light to medium buildable foundation that just looks so good on the skin, lasts so long. I would say I have worn it for 18 hours at one point, and it still looked almost identical to how it looked when I put it on. I think around my nose and my chin were kind of worn off a little bit, but other than that, beautiful foundation. Would repurchase it in a heartbeat. I have this. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation, and I am in the shade 3N, and this is a beautiful kind of lightweight, kind of medium coverage, almost skin tint, but not, because it just feels like water being placed. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. Yes, it's a foundation, but I don't find that it transfers at all. I don't find that I have to worry about what my face is going to look like at the end of the day. I don't have to worry. It moves with my skin. It's breathable to my skin. I've had so many compliments wearing this from people who didn't really know I was wearing a foundation, telling me that my skin was beautiful. I have wonderful skin. I was wearing this the whole time. Like, it's like invisible, but not. I don't know. It's just the weirdest thing. It's my favorite of all of these because it's very dependable. Like, I know what my skin is going to look like at the end of the day while I'm wearing this. I don't really have to worry about it. When we went to San Antonio for FLC, I wore it there and didn't even worry 1 second of the day about what my face looked like. And then I have these, and these are my only stick foundations. I have this color stick from Juvia's Place in the shade Barcelona. It is a little bit yellow for me, and it's really light. I have bought like 3 shades of this Juvia's color stick, and I just can never get the shade right. It is beautiful and it goes on beautifully. I think that it blends well into my skin during certain times of the year. So more like a winter shade for me when my coloring is a little bit lighter, but it does pull a little bit more yellow in tone. This one is the shade Shell by Hourglass. I tried this in a sample from my sample series and fell in love with it. It also is very light, so I can only wear it during certain times of the year. With that said, you guys, this video has been now 57 minutes, and I think I'm going to cut this video short and do my concealers in a separate video because there's a whole lot of them to talk about. But I only ended up getting rid of 1 foundation in the bunch. I do have 1 in my project pan being panned, and I will have that gone within the next couple months, probably within the next month probably. I also have 2 in my Shop My Stash. 1 will be gone by the end of the Shop My Stash that I've already replaced, which is that Fenty Beauty one. And the other one I will probably get rid of at the end of the Shop My Stash. But I am only at this point in time decluttering this 1. And I still have 20. So, I mean, I think that's not a bad place to be, honestly. But I also think that I don't need any more foundations. I am sorry I'm going to break this up into 2 videos. I just feel like I don't want you guys here for 5 hours to go through concealers also. I have a lot to talk about when it comes to concealers. So I'm going to stop this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that if you did, you'll give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. But I also hope that you liked it enough that you want to see more, and that you'll subscribe before you go. Hit the bell so that you're notified the next time I upload. Until then, I hope that you're having a great day, a great week, a great month, that you and yours are healthy and well and staying safe, and that you are all loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye guys.